Why? That's the biggest question in life. Why? W-H-Y. When my first wife died of cancer, and we knew it was going to happen, it took years. It was a slow slide on the ice towards a brick wall. I mean, years of just anticipation and the grief, and then we hit the wall and it hurt. But the first thing I said at the funeral was why. I didn't say hello or good morning or welcome. I said why. And I said, I don't know why. We don't know the answer. And I try to explain, we don't know if it's this kind of a reason or that kind of a reason. But, the big question in life is why. And what I want to address is that the overall, when we back up and stand back and look at the earth and look at the universe, try to get a bird's eye perspective, the big answer to the big question, it's a fantastic answer. It's a very thorough answer. And it's about character. The reason why is because of God's character. Think about it. Character is the reason why. God has many character vibes, character attributes, personality. He's a very distinct personality. He has certain attitudes. And so, why do we have to die? There's a reason for that. There's a character trait of God that allows that to happen for a reason. And when you think about why we have the gospel, why was the gospel of Jesus Christ, why did it happen? Why do we have it written down? And it's because of one specific character trait, character vibe of God. He's a peacemaker. We're the offenders. He's the one that's right. But because he has the characteristic, the vibe of peace, he needs to reach out to us. He doesn't need us, but he needs to demonstrate his personality to the things that he created. So do you understand what I'm saying? The question is, the big question of this talk is why? Why this? Why that? Why this in life? Why me? Why do I exist? Why that? Why did she die? Why do I have children? Why don't I have children? Typically, it's a character trait that's the reason why. Character traits are hidden, but they demonstrate themselves in a person's personality. So my point is, let me try to address it this way. Does God need us? Does God need me? I've concluded that he does not need anything. He does not need anyone. For example, he always has fellowship with his Son and the Holy Spirit. The three different persons of God. He doesn't need anything. He has a family. He's self-sustaining. He's all-knowing. He's all-powerful. He doesn't need anything. He doesn't need worship. He doesn't need our worship. But he needs to demonstrate peace. That's what drives him. He needs to demonstrate his generosity. For example, why do you exist? It's because God gave you life, because it says that life belongs to him. He alone possesses life. He's the one that gives life to babies. He's the one that gave life to you. Because he's not stingy. He's demonstrating his character trait of generosity. He needs to do that. It's what drives him. He doesn't need us. He doesn't need a creation. He needs to demonstrate his personality. You see how important personality is? You need to demonstrate your personality. It's okay to do that. It's what makes you distinct. It's what people recognize you by. And just like me and everyone else, you're a complex combination of personality traits, good and bad. That's the way life is. But if you're wondering why, and you're wondering why we have the gospel, or why life is short, or why we have to die, think about the hidden character trait behind it all. The reason, the motive. Character is motive. Why does somebody murder somebody? Because they have a character trait that's bad. All right, that's the motive. It's a bad character trait. They're murderous. And I'm sure there's other reasons why people do that, but that need to be accounted for and figured out. But the biggest The biggest overall viewpoint, some people call it a worldview, I don't like that phrase, that I believe you need to think about in me to help us cope with life, to help us understand why things are the way they are, is that everything has a character motive behind it, a good or bad character motive, evil or good. And God's character traits, vibrations are all good. They're all good. So, I could go in more in depth in that, but what I want to point out is why? Think about the why. What is the hidden motive, the hidden character trait that's behind what's happening in your life? Why are your parents the way they are? Why are you the way you are? Why are you so sad all the time? Is it a good character trait or bad character trait? Why are you optimistic all the time? How does that work out for you? Is that a good character trait or bad? So what's the hidden reason behind it all? Why are we here? Why do we exist? Think about character. Try to figure out and learn what the character trait is behind everything. Okay? I believe the reason we have the United States is we had brave men. We had brave men here who helped get our freedom at a time where we felt we needed it because of the character trait of bravery. These men said we're going to give our time and treasure, and many of them were pursued. Some of them were killed by the enemy because they had courage and bravery, and they gave us our freedom. That's the character trait behind all this. Do you understand what I'm trying to get at? That if you're wondering why things are the way they are, think about character.